Welcome back to the channel, friends. It is great to be here and I hope you're doing well. Say, we're going to be doing something just a little bit different today in that I will be previewing this game, Adarin Farm, for you. So I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. I'm probably butchering that, to be honest, but that's how I read it, Adarin. Let me know in the comments field if I'm pronouncing that correctly or incorrectly. But anyways, the story behind this game, folks, is the developer PardelWorks actually reached out to me directly and gave me a free copy of the game. And I thought, making a preview video on this for you fine folks who love your farming games, right? I figured making a preview video was the least I could do for such a kind gesture. So this is Adarin Farm here, and it's available on Steam. I would classify this game as a procedural farming roguelike. It does have a metagame, and it's got puzzle-solving kind of elements to it. And you'll see as we get into it kind of what I mean by puzzle. Like I said, it's available on Steam. There's a demo version that's free. There's also the full game version that you can get. It's very affordable. So check it out if you are interested. It is a game that's in early access though, but it's very playable, right? It's very playable. A lot of the features have been implemented. It does get updated regularly based on what I've seen. And, really the team is looking for your feedback on the game and how to make it better. Probably one of the first things you notice, very nice soundtrack to it and nice graphics as well. I do like it, especially these little pigs up here. Very, very charming. So what we're going to do here today, folks, is we're going to just do a new run. I'm going to show you the game. I've spent just a little bit of time with it, getting kind of familiar with it. But, I'm still learning as we all are, right? So let's kind of hop right in. Let's do a new run. Let's check it out. Please let me know in the comments section below your thoughts on this game. And if you want to see more of it, right, maybe we can work in a run on the channel. That's typically what we do here, kind of a playthrough series. And if you want to check out the game, I will have it in the description in the video. So check it out there. So anyways, let's jump in. Let's click new run here. And as you can see, there are a bunch of levels available. So it looks like as you complete, certain levels, then other ones will unlock. I believe these are all unlockable right here. But obviously we have the lollipop fields as our first and only level selection right now. And then you can also see the difficulty levels there: normal, hard, nightmare, and extreme. So nightmare and extreme are coming soon, probably in a future update here, right? So we're going to do a normal run with lollipop fields. And then you can see the meta game there. Reach day 7 in normal to unlock that. And once you unlock that, it goes into kind of a meta game where it'll add more things to the game as you go. So that's kind of how it works. No difficulty modifiers. Seeds obtained from requests are increased by 150%. And essentially what we're doing in this one, folks, is we are growing crops and we are trying to pay the rent. So let's hop into a new run here. And let's just load it up. Seed effects are applied as soon as you plant a seed, and we'll kind of get into that. So you see what we have here. There's no pause function. But what we have here is we have some open plots. You will be able to get more plots. And what you want to do is you want to plant some seeds in these plots, obviously. Now you can do this by clicking on it, or you can just press the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 key. So we're just going to press 1, and we're going to get all these planted here. And you'll notice a few things. So we did get a fertilizer here. So fertilizers are in different tiers. There's the common, uncommon, rare, epic, and legendary, I believe, are the different tiers. And this particular fertilizer has 2 traits to it. 2 tier 1 traits, that is. So minus 5 seconds duration means it will cause your crops to grow faster. And plus 1 quantity means you will get more yield. And it works for orange crops. We do have orange crops right here. So you can see the Adarin there. And as you go along and as the days progress here, you will get more crops unlocked. And that's where the puzzle kind of comes into it, because you will have people showing up here and they will be requesting things from your farm that they want to buy. And upon fulfilling those requests, you get gold, okay? And you also get more seeds. And then once you fulfill more and more requests, right, you get more gold. And as the days tick on, the rent obviously increases. So it's kind of a race against the clock. There's definitely a time element to this. And it's a pretty interesting game. It's an interesting take on the farming type genre. So we do have a blessing here, and the reason we have a blessing is because each time you plant a seed, you get a little tick in this bar here, in the fairy slime bar. And then obviously once it maxes out, you get what's called a blessing. And a blessing is, you know, you can get more seeds, you can get farmers, you can get additional rewards from requesters, things of the like. You can also get additional field slots unlocked here. So we're going to go ahead and let's get the more seeds here. And as you see, we have our fields planted here, and this little bar up here continues to sort of gain. That means it's growing. Once it maxes out, we will get products in this bar here. So the top number represents the amount of seeds you have. The bottom number represents the amount of product you have to sell. And then we have these fine folks here who are looking to buy our fine products. So this individual wants 32, 32, and 49. And then once we get to day 2, folks, there's going to be another fruit that gets unlocked. And then once the requesters start showing up, they will want a different assortment, right? So obviously the very first day is pretty easy. You just plant the one crop that you have and you get the yield and you fulfill the requests. But eventually it gets a little more mixed up, right? So we get 20 there, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, right? So let's go ahead and get these fields planted up yet again. Let's actually throw some fertilizer here. So to do the fertilizer, you just kind of click and drag it, and it will give different properties to the field. So now we can fulfill all these requests, and in doing so, we get random seeds, okay? And we also get gold. So 121 gold, 12 random seeds, and then we also get a fertilizer choice, or you can grab a fertilizer loot box. So I like the idea of, let's get some basic fertilizer here. We are growing all orange crops, and you will see that the crops vary just a bit. So there's different colors to crops. There's orange, there's yellow, there's blue, there's green. And that helps you know what your fertilizer works with here. So our reward here is actually, we get one of these runes here. And the runes allow you to re-roll the blessings. So pretty good stuff. So yes, we will take, let's take a loot box here. We're going to get some fertilizer in place here. And of course, the fertilizer works for orange crops only, okay? So once we start getting additional crops, they're not going to work the best in our orange fields. However, you can replace the fertilizer. So let's see what we can do here. We have another individual. They need 32. We have 7 only, so just kind of got to wait for the crops to grow. One cool aspect of this game is they do have a little jukebox function down here, so you can toggle different songs. I've been kind of jamming out to the music a little bit. It's pretty good. So rent does pay there, and as you can see, we open up another slot here. So now we have a yellow product that we need. So we best get that in the ground, of course. And in planting the seed, we do level up again, unlock 1 additional field. I think we should probably do that. So let's go ahead and do that. And let's get some of these yellow crops planted, and then the orange crops in the orange fertilized fields. So we have a bunch of requests to fulfill. I'm going to do just loot boxes here. Maybe we can get a yellow fertilizer here. Except for we get some rare fertilizer plus 30% critical chance. Goodness gracious. So there are different properties to each crop, right? And critical chance essentially means, I believe you get... Yeah, so critical chance at 5% of the time, you get 200% of the yield. Well, this will obviously increase it to 35%. So we definitely want to, let's throw it in this field here. So this is a pretty productive orange crop field right here. So kind of as the days go on and as more fruits get added to the overall pool, that's where the puzzle kind of comes in, right? That's where you have to make choices and decide what to grow, and you kind of have to predict what they're going to want, right? So increase buff effects by 30%. This is an uncommon blessing. Might as well grab that. Let's go ahead. Let's fulfill this request here. You bet. So this one does have a tier 1 yellow property to it. So we'll definitely take that. It's actually got an orange and a yellow, which is pretty nice. So let's obviously throw it where the yellow crops are. And this fellow here wants 35 of the grents, which is our yellow crop. And then 64, I'm just going to call that carrots because I don't know how to say that word. I know I'm not saying it right. We'll just put it that way. So just keep adding, and then obviously it gets a little more complicated once a third fruit gets involved, a fourth, and a fifth. And this game isn't easy. I mean, this is the very first world here, right? The very first map on normal. Probably not the hardest thing, but I've screwed around on a few other maps, and it's not the easiest game. It can certainly be a bit challenging. So let's grab some yellow fertilizer here and get it. Now everything's looking good. That is, of course, until a new crop comes in and just blows everything up. So we did level up again. Let's get another field. Love the idea of another field. Of course, once you select that, the rocks remove themselves. Alright, orange or yellow. Let's grab a loot box here. And we have choose a seed. So now we have a purple plant or a green plant. And each of these plants have different effects. So this one does not have a seed effect. However, the fruit is worth more than others. So you get a good sell price out of it. And then this Drayova here, which looks like a spinach or romaine lettuce. The seed effects is +2 random seeds. So upon planting the Drayova, you get +2 random seeds. I'd like that. So let's go ahead and do that. And let's make this field here our green plant field. This guy is waiting patiently for his, what appears to be potatoes. Don't worry, bro. We will get you. So you can see it starts to get a little mixed up here, right? So you got to make sure you are growing the right crops. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to fulfill these requests. You can turn them away. You can just say, sorry, I can't meet it. Get out of here, essentially. And they'll run off, and then a new person will take their place. But this is where the puzzle factor kind of comes into play here. So I'm pressing 1 to plant this, 2 to plant this, 3 to plant this on the keyboard. It's definitely the way that you want to do it. Otherwise, you can like manually click it and then select it, but that takes a while, and there certainly is a time element in this game. It might not be so apparent in this particular one where it's kind of more casual, but as the difficulty ramps up, time becomes way more of a factor for sure. So alright, Grents, Drayova, Adarin, Drayova, and Grents. Alright, so we're waiting for our Grents to grow here. Again, we have 31 in the coffers. Just not quite enough. Also looking for our first Drayova harvest here. We got 15 there. Very nice. One more field unlock, you bet. So let's open up our fertilizer loot boxes here. Looks like we get a bunch of green fertilizer, which is just great. So let's get our green fields fertilized up. More Grents. Alright. Let's get a loot box. Let's get a loot box as well. And this individual needs some Drayova. So we got that growing, pal. Just be patient. We gotcha. We gotcha. So there definitely is an element of this game where it kind of feels like you're just waiting for your crops to grow, right? I don't know what the developer can really do to address that. Maybe there's something else that you can kind of be doing on the side while your crops are growing. I don't know. Just kind of an observation that I've made. So we have the choice between a purple and a blue crop here. This Alon blue +1 fairy slimes counter. So that's nice. Let's go with that. And now, of course, we have a blue crop. So this makes it a little more complicated. Get some blue fertilizer there. Very nice. Get 2 bottles of it, actually. And once you have 6, you can actually re-roll. And it gives you a buff. So we're going to do that. And we lost our blue fertilizer. Unfortunately. That's alright. We need field space anyways for it. Now this individual wants some Alon. Why don't we plant the... Nice. We get a new field there. So Elon's definitely going there. Drayova. Grents. Let's go Elon here as well. Drayova and Grents. So this fellow is taken care of. Let's get a fertilizer loot box. Hope for a blue. Do not get a blue. However, 20% critical chance. Yellow. So yeah, let's throw that on right here. And obviously, you want to try your best to make sure that your fields are always growing something. Alright, the Grents should be coming up here. We're one tick away from a level up. Hopefully we can get another field slot. I'll plant some Elon here. We do get another field slot. That's great. This guy wants 113 Elon. But again, this individual is buying 113 Elon from you, so it's a pretty big order to fulfill. It'll give you a lot of income, right? So that's another aspect to it. You might want to shy away from some of the bigger orders, but they also give you more cash as well. Alright, so 489, 12 random seeds. +2 quantity. Yeah, we need some blue fertilizer. Let's do that. Look at the crit quantity on this, 400%. Very nice. Alright, so we could go with a purple, or we could go with the Gouvet, which is an orange. Now, obviously, it's a different type of crop, but it is orange, and we have some orange fertilizer fields already set up. Again, you can change the fertilizer in the field, right? But I kind of like having a little cookie cutter to put the correct color crops into. So I'm going to go with the Gouvet here. And just throw it down in our orange fields that are already set up. Good to go. Grents seems to be popular. Drayova. Let's get another farm field here. And you can get farmers, and what farmers will do from what I've seen is they will just automatically plant crops for you. Which in my experience is a great way to run through all your seeds. Alright. So let's keep this stuff planting. Let's keep growing. So you can press S to look at your wealth, I guess. Did not know that. Very cool. Alright. What can we do with this fertilizer? Can we do anything with it? Yellow fertilizer. So we're planting Gouvet now, and this is obviously our good spot there. Green, -10 seconds duration. Let's go with the loot box. This guy wants a bunch of Adarin, but it gives us a lot of cash, which is great. Blue, yeah, we need blue fertilizer. And this fellow wants the Elon. You bet. How about a blue? What do you say? Alright, we're looking good. I think, yeah, so reach day 7 on normal here. So day 5 is coming to a close here in 40 seconds. More gold for requests. Absolutely. It's a really good one to get. So this might seem easy, but trust me, this game is giving me headaches for sure. Especially some of the later levels. So just keep that in mind. It's not just a walk in the park, I can assure you of that. Alright. +1 quantity. +2 quantity. 2,500 for rent here. 3,000 is due next. Should be fine. Alright, so Drayova is the crop that everybody wants. Literally everybody. Plus 3 green quantity. Yeah, we'll take that. Because we just need it. Alright, here you go. Ooh, look at this. Tier 4 and Tier 3. Wow. That's a really nice fertilizer there. Otherwise, you have a green, orange, yellow. I like this for our blue. Absolutely. Alright, so I'm going to plant some Dre over here. Plant it here as well. And we're going to re-roll. Well, not re-roll. We're going to get the speed buff. Or quantity buff, sorry. So plus 3 quantity. Very nice. 3 additional rewards from requesters. Sounds good to me. So my strategy has kind of been to just try to keep fields with good fertilizer in them and keep planting crops of the same color in that spot. There's other, of course, ways to kind of do it. Sometimes you're forced into planting a different color crop in a different color field, right? Sometimes you just have to. It depends on what you're being asked to sell, right? All right, what do we have? Let's take the loot box. Let's get some Elan down there. See, for instance, they want this Drayova pretty bad. And they both want a pretty big quantity of it, so we kind of have to plant it in our yellow field here. Not ideal, but we kind of have to. And boom, just like that, day 7 dawns here, and it spells victory for us. So let's take a look at the stats here, and again, this has been unlocked. So this adds a new affix for fertilizer. So fertilizers can now give plus X random seeds, and that there, folks, is the metagame, right? And I will show you that. So display stats, boom. Obviously, as rent is paid, right? Your wealth drops, makes sense. Back to the main menu, and let's take a look at the compendium here. So the compendium, this is the metagame, okay? So these are all things that can be added to the game, or unlocked, and then added to the game to make it a more rich experience. And there's a lot here for sure. Like I said, I mean, it might have seemed like that run was casual and easy, and certainly it was. It was the very first, it was the opening act, right? Act 1, Scene 1. So they can't make it too hard, but this game definitely scales up. It definitely does. So that's Adarin Farm here, folks. I think I'm going to end the video here. I do want to thank PardelWorks for providing me a free copy of the game. Really, really awesome. Looking forward to seeing how this game changes and develops over time. I think it's a cool idea. It's a cool concept. I really like the music. I really like the graphics. I like the vibe. I like the feel. And if you want to try it out for yourself, folks, I've got a link in the description of this video. You can just click in there, check it out. Like I said, there's a free demo. If you're not ready to commit any cash to it, totally understand. There's a free demo that you can check out yourself. And like I said, it has been updated as recently as March 28th. And I believe the team wants to hear your feedback, right? There is a way to send feedback to them. They want to hear how to make it better from you. So if you like this game and you want to see it go somewhere, maybe consider giving them some feedback on how to make it better. So with that said, folks, I want to thank you so much for your viewership. I really do appreciate it. thank you. If you like this game, check it out. Stay tuned to the channel here. I appreciate it. Have yourself a great day. Thanks a lot. See you in the next one. Bye.